one good thing I'll say about Drake Maye, and one of the reasons I hate tanking and drafting quarterbacks and all this is the fact that Caleb Williams was not signed, was going to not make the first day of training camp for the Bears, and was allegedly representing himself. And I plan to talk about that today, and then it turns out he just signed, right?
Yeah, like about an hour ago, the Bears signed both their first-round picks.
Okay, so, which is one thing I was going to say that, how would you like to be the Bears? Where you, like Caleb Williams, you had questions coming out of USC, like, this kid get it? Like, what are you getting into there as, like, Caleb Williams as a person? And, you know, like, if he missed the opening of training camp because of a contract, that'd be like an early red flag. Or the fact that he's representing himself, like, early red flag. Like, who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are you getting, you know? And I was going to say, and I still can say, that I think one thing for sure that Drake Maye has going for him is that I think he's surrounded by good people. He's surrounded himself with smart, good people, advisors. He's, you know, his family's solid athletes, like all of that. Like, I think that's good. He signed at the end of April or May.
It was pretty early.
Yeah, it was a week or two after the draft.
So he signed pretty quickly. It's not like with a real agent and like none of this other nonsense. Meanwhile, who is still unsigned?
J.J. McCarthy is the highest draft pick in lone first-round quarterback left unsigned.
So what's wrong with this kid?
I don't know. So if we want to go like into the I think the dark web is what you call it. There's this NFL Twitter account called There's this NFL Twitter account called Ricky that has in the past few years been first to a lot of big stories. Jimmy, you can probably speak to this better than me. Ricky is currently saying J.J. McCarthy is going to hold out because he's not going to get enough guaranteed money in his contract.
Okay, isn't that slotted? Like, what are we talking about?
So the one thing they negotiate in these contracts, most of it's slotted. It's the percentage of guaranteed money and when you get it.
Go ahead. And so that's it?
Yeah.
But it's the amount of guaranteed money?
Within a certain
right, so they have like a range of what you can give. So he wants it to be at the higher end of the range. The Vikings are offering it at the lower end of the range, and that's what they're haggling over.
Anyway, I'd hate to be the Bears, and I don't care. Like, I don't fall in love just like someone's tape or like what looks like great talent. Like, what if the guy's a complete putz? And now, but if you're the Bears, you have to take him because the talent's insane. And the talent's clear. So you take him, so you suck. You take him number one, and now your whole organization is sort of like at behest of a kid who may not get it. And if he doesn't get it, I don't care how talented he is. It's not going to work. It's like, oh, God, I hate being in that spot. At least I think Drake Maye gets it. He certainly surrounded himself with good people. And so you have that going for you. And you have that little clip of him at the whiteboard there with the Giants. So it's like, at least he can tell me that Linda's to the left and Rita's to the right. Like, you got, and the Will's the weak side linebacker. Like, at least we got that, which is a start. Because you have to wonder some of these kids, like, you know, we don't even got that.
Right. I mean, isn't the argument here, you know, did it really make that much of a difference to have the third overall pick compared to the first overall pick? The first overall pick, you know, you could argue pigeonholed the Bears into taking a guy who has all the talent in the world, but there are a lot of questions. But you can't pass him up because he's the most talented guy.
It all sucks. It all sucks. Having the third pick sucks.
Yeah, because you got the third quarterback in a 3-quarterback draft.
See, I disagree with that strongly. I mean, and I felt it, and Barth probably thinks I'm crazy, although you were a Michael Penix guy too.
4-quarterback draft.
Penix was the guy that I would have taken, and you could have taken him at third, you could have taken him at fifth. Again, I don't think it really matters.
I also like Jim Murray's take on this, that most of the time when teams draft quarterbacks, they screw up. So if you got the third guy, odds are the first two teams messed up, you got the guy.
So that's why that gives me faith. I think the Patriots nailed it because the first two screwed it up. Like, it's no place you want to be. It's just, sorry.
But you got the biggest project out of the 3 quarterbacks.
You probably did. Or maybe you did. I don't know.
You probably did. I'd agree with that.
See how it all plays out.
I have a talk show to do and an opinion to give today, Mike. I can't wait.
So the thing is, it's like, so Drake Maye has Drake Maye has different concerns. So he's not an off-field concern or like he's surrounded by good people. Like, oh, that's good. Check that box. Okay. He's got other issues. He doesn't know how to set his feet. He doesn't know how to call a play in the huddle. Like, you're talking about this. Like, listen to Alex Van Peltner in these mini camps. It's like, and Drake Maye admitted it. Like, he hadn't called plays in the huddle since Pee Wee football. I don't know if Caleb Williams was either, frankly. But
that's a pretty common thing for college quarterbacks at this point. They don't huddle. That's all going to change because now they're doing the headsets and the helmet in college. So this is the last class you have to worry about that with.
This is a point you've made, though, Barth, that there's no such thing as a perfect prospect.
Right.
So, like the whole tanking thing, Mike, this is where I'll totally agree with you. Saying, well, you need to get the highest possible draft pick and lose the extra game here or there because that's going to get you 2 slots up the draft board. The guy that was taken 2 spots ahead of Drake Maye has all these problems. Drake Maye has questions. Jaden Daniels has questions. I'm a Michael Penix guy. He's got questions. He can't stay healthy. There's no such thing as a perfect prospect. Is that worth losing an extra 2 or 3 games over? I just don't think it is.
And I'll continue to harp on it. The thing that everybody loses track of is, especially with quarterbacks, it's as much nurture as it is nature. Are you going to do what it takes to put the kid in a place to succeed? You can think you draft the right guy. If you don't get him the right coaches, put the right players around him, put him in the right system, none of it's going to matter. So, you draft the right guy, draft the wrong guy. Drafting him is only half the battle.